Hey savvy sports investors, how's it going? In today's video, I'm going to unveil a great Major League Baseball betting strategy that's going to make you money year in and year out. It all starts with the following question. Considering the betting public's tendency to overreact to recent results, should we bet on teams undergoing a long losing streak, facing a team riding a winning streak? Well, let's find out if we can profit from this hypothesis. Now, the results presented in this video come from a data set containing information about all games from the 2010 to 2016 Major League Baseball regular seasons. In total, we have data on more than 17,000 games.
Let's kick off this study with a very simple analysis. We're going to bet $1 on each team coming off at least one loss, playing against a team coming off at least one win, in my big data set containing all games from 2010 to 2016. Well, here are the results. On the screen right now it says betting teams L, so when I'm going to talk about teams L, it means teams coming off at least one loss. So if you did that, your record would have been 6,938 bets won versus 7,287 bets lost. So that's about a 49% win percentage. But when betting on baseball, the win percentage does not really matter. It depends if you were mostly betting underdogs or favorites. So what's really meaningful is the profit we would have made by placing $1 bets. Oh my god, we would have lost approximately $350. But cheer up, we are going to dig a little deeper and I will eventually find a good winning strategy, as you will see later in this video. Alright, now what if you did the opposite strategy, which means you bet teams coming off at least one win, facing a team coming off at least one loss. So that's going to put the numbers above in perspective. Well, obviously your record would be flipped and the profit is still very bad. You would have lost around $316. So the obvious conclusion here is that both options lead to similar results. Neither is better than the other, really.
Does the length of the losing and winning streaks have an impact on the outcome of the game? For example, is it possible that we make some money when betting teams undergoing a long losing streak face a team riding a long winning streak?
First, let's focus on betting on teams that I called earlier teams L. So we'll pretend that we've placed $1 bet on each team going through a losing skid when facing an opponent who is surfing a winning streak. So each column specifies the length of the losing streak of the team that we are putting our money on. And each row indicates the length of the winning streak of their opponent. Now within each cell you have the profit and in brackets the number of bets. So let's take a specific example, maybe this one. So since this figure is on the column specified with the number -2, it means that we have placed a bet on a team undergoing a 2-game losing streak facing a team that was riding a 4-game winning streak. And in that case, we won $6.44 over 294 games. Alright? Okay, now if you focus on the sum of each column shown in the last row, you see that the profit is negative for any length of the losing streak. Okay, so there's absolutely nothing promising based on the length of the losing streak. Now focus on the last column of the table. This is where it gets really interesting, because you observe a general improvement as the length of the winning streak increases. As a matter of fact, if you combine these three cases together, you get a viable strategy that might have a good outlook for the future. Yes! If you add the profit numbers, you get a profit of $39.18 over 1,897 games. So we have a huge sample size. Alright, so we already have one viable strategy that says you need to bet a team coming off at least one loss, facing a team coming off at least 4 straight wins. Okay, let's now turn our attention to the 36 cells within the table. The question is there a block of cells that seems to offer a promising system as a function of the losing and winning streak? Well, personally, my answer would be yes, these, which correspond to betting a team undergoing a losing streak of length at least 3, facing a team who is riding a winning streak of at least 3 games. And that yields a profit of $21.56. And that's over close to 1,500 games. So we're going to dig a little deeper about these two potential betting strategies, and we'll see if other factors might influence the performance of these two strategies. Let's switch gears and place bets on teams W, which means betting on teams riding a winning streak, facing a team on a losing streak. Well, it does not matter which way you look at it, there isn't any way to profit from this strategy. The gains are negative no matter the length of the losing streak and no matter the length of the winning streak. So let me save you some time. Throughout the rest of this video, I'm going to completely omit the case of betting a team on a winning streak facing a team on a losing streak. I tried digging deeper, but it did not produce any system that even appeared remotely close to being profitable.
Do the potential strategies described earlier perform better when wagering on a road or a home team?
Okay, recall how we said earlier that we lost close to $350 when betting a team on a losing streak facing a team on a winning streak. Well, if you do the road home split, you'll see that we lost $137 when betting road teams versus $212 when betting home teams. So we did significantly worse when betting teams playing in their own stadium. So first, let's just focus on the case of the road team. Recall strategy number 1, which said that you need to bet teams coming off at least 1 loss against a team coming off at least 4 straight wins. Well, that strategy does extremely well when our team is on the road. The winnings turned out to be 66 and 51 over 993 games. for a ROI of 6.7%. Now, at first sight, 6.7% may not astonish you, but such a figure with a sample size close to 1000 is awesome. Okay, and meanwhile, strategy number 2, which corresponds to these cases, yields a $23 profit approximately over close to 800 games, so the ROI is 3%. Those are pretty decent numbers. How about the case where we are betting teams L playing at home? Well, the results are just terrible. I mean, we would have lost money for all lengths of the losing streak, of our team's losing streak, and we would also have lost money on all lengths of their opponent's winning streak, except there's just one exception here where we would have made money, but it's a negligible amount. Strategy number 1, applied only to home teams, yields a $27 loss, whereas the second strategy yields a $2 loss. So basically, what this tells us is that we should really stay away from home teams.
Let's now take a look at the odds split. Are we making more profit on favorites or underdogs? More specifically, are there certain sets of odds that provide more favorable conditions for betting? Let's find out.
How did the first strategy, applied to road teams only, perform as a function of the money line? And be careful when reading the table on your screen, because the money lines are on the home team. And remember that we are betting the road team. So for example, in this row, it might seem like we're betting favorites because the odds are low. But we are fading the team whose money line is between -200 and -175. So we are basically betting underdogs. The system was a winner across all ranges of odds except this one here and this one here. So I do not detect any strong patterns. Hence, I believe this strategy is a viable option no matter what the odds are. Let's see how the second strategy, applied to road teams only, did as a function of the money line. Well, no clear signals can be found from this table. Neither big favorites nor big underdogs did very well. And here's something that you might have observed. Well, overall, we made a $24 profit approximately. But in that specific range, we made $24, which means that outside of this range, we basically made no money whatsoever. That's not something I like to see at all.
Right, the final validation step, which is called the season split. Once I have determined potential betting strategies, I always like to assess their performance from year to year. If the profits were well distributed across all seasons, that's a good sign of stability. However, if huge up and down swings are spotted in terms of yearly profit, I get pretty skeptical about its future outlook.
It's time to see if the first strategy makes the final cut. Well, I'd be lying if I said those results are perfect. The overall $66 profit basically came from 3 spectacular seasons in 2012, 2013, and 2016. While not flawless, those results have the merit of not showing any year where our bankroll would have suffered a big blow. Indeed, the worst season occurred in 2011, where we would have lost 4.35 units, which is not that bad. So I believe we have a winner on our hands. Yes! One more betting strategy with a very promising outlook. Let's now see if we have another good betting strategy by looking at the yearly performance of the strategy number 2, applied to road teams only. Well, this is exactly what we do not want to see. Huge gains mixed with huge losses. Many gamblers might not have survived the horrible 2011 season, where we lost 16.5 units. So that means a $100 bettor would have lost $1,650 that year alone. And with 4 winning seasons compared to 3 losing ones, I suggest staying away from that strategy. Sorry guys. Alright, so here's my final conclusion. We took a hard look at what happens when a team riding a winning streak plays against a team undergoing a losing streak. And we came up with one very profitable betting strategy, which says to bet a road team coming off at least 1 loss facing a home team coming off at least 4 straight wins. And doing this over 7 full seasons of data would have yielded a profit of $66.51 from placing $1 bets. And that was over 993 bets for a return on investment close to 7%. So the expected profit per season, which can be obtained by taking the profit divided by 7 seasons, and you get 9.5 units per season on average. So if your average bet is $100, you can expect to earn during the course of 1 season $950, which is great. And now if you combine with other betting strategies that I can show you, you can look at my other videos, well, the rewards can be multiplied. So taking everything into consideration, I do have faith in this system. Well, first of all, it goes in accordance with my initial intuition, which states that the betting public overreacts to the most recent games. So in this particular case, we are fading a team that has been doing great lately, while betting a team who is on a losing skid. And secondly, the strategy performed pretty well in terms of profit across all odds and across all seasons, as we saw throughout this video.
Alright, so one more winning system in the books. As you can see, I'm not holding any information back. When I started publishing those betting strategies online, some people replied by saying things like, "Hey, wait, are you crazy? Why are you giving this away for free?" Well, maybe I am crazy, but I really care about providing some valuable pieces of advice to my followers. That's what truly matters to me. So I don't care what these people are saying. Subscribe to my YouTube channel now if you want to discover more betting strategies that are likely to earn you some additional money. I will also post very soon videos about sports betting lessons, including arbitrage betting, which is a 100% risk-free gambling method. I know it sounds impossible, but it is. and I'll also post videos with free NFL picks. So subscribe to my YouTube channel now to be kept up to date on these videos that will make you grow as a savvy sports investor. Thanks for watching.